Yesterday, I went on my GitHub to clone a repo, and when I clicked on my profile, I was flashed by the number of repos I have in it. 26. Where did these 26 repos come from? I know I'm always starting new projects and never really finish one, but 26? To be honest, I was quite shocked. And so I asked myself whether I'm the only one. And guess what? Of course not. But still, I wondered how this kept happening to the point where I have 26 unfinished projects. I could probably name 5, and the other ones, no idea. So I set out to explore this phenomena because I encounter it every time again that I have an idea. The most obvious thing is we're hyped at the start. Creative, analyzing the problem, constructing ideas, everything is fun. But here's the thing, the reward at this stage isn't really the product, it's the possibility of it. Nothing is broken yet, nothing is set in stone yet. We're just sitting in front of this infinite blank canvas with all these great ideas in our head. And right now, every single one of them is still perfect. But the moment we start actually sketching it out, the problem starts to show up. As the shape becomes clearer, the fun and the endless creativity start to fade and turn into work. This is right before the project dies. The initial spike starts to dip, and of course, that's exactly when we subconsciously start looking for the next idea that could bring it back. We start re-evaluating the current one, and it loses every time because the new one hasn't been touched yet. It still has that same untouched novelty this one used to have. So is this project hopping actually a bad thing? I used to think so, but now I'm not so sure anymore. Let's flip the frame. Maybe these unfinished projects aren't failures. Maybe they're just proof of curiosity. Call it exploration instead. And honestly, from my own experience, most of the projects I abandoned weren't actually worth pursuing. Not because I gave up too early, but because once you actually start, once the project takes shape and you really think it through, you realize this is nonsense. In the beginning, everything looks wonderful, creative, world-changing. The more you think it through, the less it looks like a game changer. So sometimes abandoning a project isn't failure, it's a filter, a way of not wasting time on something that was never going to matter. But here is where it gets difficult, to be honest with myself. How do I actually know if I'm filtering out a bad idea or just running from the point where it got difficult? I don't always know. That's the uncomfortable part. The pattern that protects me from wasting time on bad ideas is the same exact pattern that lets me bail the moment something good gets hard. There's no clean test that tells you which one is happening in the moment. There is one case where this stops being neutral though, when you actually care about the finished thing. When it's not just curiosity anymore, when you want this one to exist. That's when the hopping becomes a problem instead of a filter. And there's no magic fix for that. The only thing that actually helps is being aware it's happening while it's happening. Not fixing the habit, just naming it. So the next time you're about to hop to a new project because the current one isn't as exciting anymore, pause. Ask yourself, is this me wanting the project to actually be done and I'm avoiding the hard part, or am I just noticing honestly that this one was never going to work out? What I want you to take from this isn't a magical cure. It's the awareness of the habit. There's no here's how to fix it. It's recognizing the pattern and understanding why it makes sense in the first place. With that, you get to choose. Work with it or against it. Either way, it stops being a mystery.